Watcher, SplatTheCat here with some more StarMade for you. This is the first episode in an occasional series called Logic in Action, and I'm going to be showcasing some logic for you. Okie dokie. Well, this is what I've called the tie rack. As you can see, it's cycling through its launch setup at the moment, and this was built originally for the Star Destroyer that Jack and I have been working on for quite some time, and we had a bit of a problem with how we was going to operate the TIE fighters from the Star Destroyer, and so I came up with this. It's a rack for 3 fighters, as you can see, as they're all coming back up, and because I wanted them to rotate and all the other bits and pieces, there's all the logic is in there, and this uses a kind of a more advanced version of the circuit that I used on the Gazanti that I showcased recently. The fighters coming in, as you see at the bottom of the pickup rail, there's a shootout rail. It's just disappeared. This is to prevent anything landing. There you go, and that can land now. It prevents anything from landing until it gets to a safe point. I think because once it's rotated, you can then land in. That prevents any foul ups. So this is the launch. They go down individually, and then if I show you, if you watch this one where my cursor is there, that one's just returned, that one's just returned, and that one's just returned, and then the whole rail will reset, and this is all done in a sequence. So the launch is sequentially, and then it returns sequentially as well. So if I get them to come back, here they come. There's a couple of Gazantis down there below, if you probably spotted them, and so up it comes. This will go to the rear of the rack, so just watch that one trundling through. And then that reset. There you go. So that will allow the second one to get to its docking point, and then the third one goes in like that. So let's have a quick look at the circuit. The in-ship remote is just for demonstration purposes. It's a button that operates a flip-flop and a knot, and then you can see there's loads and loads of delays. So each bit has a 2-second delay. There's a rail speed controller that goes through the doorway there, which is just a bit of decoration there, but it actually serves a purpose. So that will set the launch rail to the launch position. That will set the shootout rail to the correct position, and then this will lower the first, also the outer, so that TIE fighter will drop 2 seconds later. The second one will drop 2 seconds later. The third one will drop, and then it goes for a long delay cycle before it then resets itself. So it goes all the way back across, and then the inner one, so then that one will reset. So that was then each of the 3 docking points will then slowly reset in sequence, and then the shootout rail, and then finally it will reset the main pickup rail to run the ships back towards the back of the docking point. So that's the basic circuit, really. There's probably a better way of doing it, probably an easier way of doing it, but this is how I've done it, because the logic kind of read right for me. That's the protection that protects the pickup rail, and that's the rotation. So what we've got then is those will actually switch off when you're in launch mode, because you don't want the TIE fighters rotating. So as it comes up, the rotation block will turn the TIE fighter around, and then you've got a clock which flashes the lights on the rack. That's a bit unnecessary, just a bit of extra sort of added animation to the whole thing. And then there is that one there, as you can see, that is linked to that button there, and so if it's in recall mode, that will then, as it goes past that point, it will actually set that to a shootout rail. So this does allow you to protect that, so you're not going to get any blockages on the rails, or this will at least reduce the chance of getting blockages on the rails. So that's that, and then the other button is controlled by another point, which is just past the rotation block. So all in all, this is what I worked on. So this I then turned into a template, and I put into the Star Destroyer. Yeah, so that's where the rotation block is. And I didn't want people to forget to reset it and things like that. This is one of those things. The problems that I've got with the Kazanti at the moment is that you have to manually reset to recover the ships. So I then have to add the detail in there. It fitted the thing. So let's have a tour of the detail. So there's the rail speed controller, so pilots would walk along here, and then access the TIE fighters down through that rack, so down here, and I'm in gravity, so I go straight in. So this is the interior of a TIE LN, not much interior there. So yeah, so we got this, so you can walk all the way along, access all 3 TIE fighters. And then that's the rotation block. But then I've also got some detailing. You can see that pipe work underneath the grating. Let's jump over and have a look. Let's drop down here. So you've got the pipe which links to all 3 TIE fighters. And you can have a closer look at the bits here. So that it goes into the back bit, so where the engine sort of position is, refueling, and there's a kind of fuel tank or something there to just add a bit of extra detail into the whole rack, the various terminals. But as you'll see in a moment, I've actually changed the colour of the blocks and the lights. The interior has gone from the red on the racks to blue, so we'll have a look. So let's jump all the way into back onto the Cape Build server, and we have got the hangar for the Star Destroyer. These are those racks all installed with the TIE fighters all ready for action. There's the rest of the hangar that we're still working on. There's still a few bits and pieces still need to be done, and I think the blue light looks really, really nice. The racks are all there ready and waiting. Each one can be controlled individually, or you can operate one side or the other. So. And there is all of the logic. So 1, 2, 3 each side. It gives you interior view. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this little view of some logic behind well, what Jack and I have been working on, and we'll see you again soon.